The April 14th, 2022 meeting of the Social Circle Board of Education is called to order. First item on our agenda is prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight I'd like to ask all who would like to please stand as we pray the Lord's Prayer together. Remain standing as we pray for a board member who's fallen ill, and continue standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we have a friend who's now going through a very tough journey. It's a difficult time in his life, so I ask you to be with him. Show Michael your mercy and send forth your healing hands on him. And I know, Lord, that there is no disease that is too much for you to heal. You shall allow no affliction, whether physical, mental, or emotional, to stay with us forever. I trust in you, God, and your mighty power to restore Michael's body, mind, and spirit to normal, as we're reminded in Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Thank you also for blessing Michael with the skilled doctors who will lead his road to recovery. Thank you for giving them intelligent minds, compassionate hearts to serve during this time of illness. Continue to anoint them with your wisdom, God, that they may provide correct diagnosis and prescribe the right medicines. We continue to trust you in your timing. Continue to work your restoration throughout his body. Renew his strength soon, so that he may continue to serve you and share your love with the people all around him. All these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and color of here. Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The next item on our agenda tonight is the approval of the agenda. Dr. Hooker, are there anything?
Mr. Chair, we've got no changes to the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
Motion.
Do I have a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, please say aye. Agenda is approved unanimously. Next, we have the minutes from our prior meeting. Have those before you. Have a motion to accept the minutes as presented? So moved. Have a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, please say aye. The minutes are approved unanimously. Next, we have a board comment section. And, it does my heart great joy when I see us reaching for the chairs in the back. We have so many people. And we are so blessed in Social Circle to have such great community support. We're going to be celebrating some of that tonight. And you picked a great night to come, and we really appreciate you being here. We sincerely do, and you're invited back every time. Listen, this school belongs to the community, okay? The people who pay taxes make this all possible. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for being here. Okay, and so next we go to item 8 of the board comment section, which is the 2021 Industry of the Year presentation. And I'll turn that over to Mr. Morris Jordan, who's chairman of the Development Authority of Walton County.
Thank you. I want to thank the board for giving us this opportunity to use this forum. I am Morris Jordan, chairman of the Development Authority of Walton County. We all get excited that when we finally win a new project and we get a new industry coming in, but we tend to sometimes take for granted our existing industry. They're the industry that's built this community, and we'll continue to build it. community. They're the bedrock that we rely on. So it's my honor to be here tonight to present the Industry of the Year Award to Standards Color Corporation. Standards is a global leader in providing services to the thermoplastic processing industry. Widely respected in their industry, Standards has facilities in North America, Europe, and Asia. It's hard to imagine sitting in a social circle that they're widespread like they are. Locally, Standards is one of our premier employers. The longevity of their employees is a testament to how well the company treats their employees and how their employees stay involved in our community. They're heavily involved with the social circle school system and have invested heavily in training, equipment, and time to help students learn their processes. And that's another reason I think it's a good location for us to be presenting this award. Many of the students who go through their training and work-based learning go on to become full-time employees of their company. For almost 50 years, Standards has been a long-standing supporter of the community through both sponsorships and volunteering. It's because of this and other reasons that the Development Authority of Walton County has selected Standards Color Corporation as the 2021 Industry of the Year. And so I would like for the company representative to come forward, if I can get this award out of the box. Since you get this award, there's also a banner that we hope you'll fly out at the plant.
We will.
So,
We're going to share this out already for you.
great, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. She wants a picture.
And can I get the mayor and Morris and the chairman and Mr. Craigtham?
Again, we want to thank the Standards family for supporting our school system and for being a great partner with us and partnering with the community. Again, thank you, Mr. Standards, for serving social circle community. Thank you. You guys have a good evening.
Okay, next item on our agenda is a review report, and I'll ask Mrs. Sally Robinson and Mrs. Lisa Waller to tell us all about this.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board, and Superintendent Hooker. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you the results of the 2022 Cognia accreditation process. The engagement review team uses the Cognia Performance Standards diagnostic to evaluate the district's effectiveness based on the Cognia Performance Standards. The diagnostic evaluates evidence in each of 3 domains: leadership capacity, learning capacity, and resource capacity. Results are reported on a 4-level scale. Blue indicates impacting, green improving, yellow initiating, and red insufficient.
In the leadership capacity domain, our district received impacting, which is level 4, for standards 1 through 9, and improving, level 3, for standards 10 and 11. In the learning capacity domain, our district received initiating, level 2, in standard 2, impacting, level 4, in standards 6 and 11, and improving, level 3, in the remaining 9 standards. In the resource capacity domain, the district received improving, level 3, on standards 6 and 8, and impacting, level 4, on the remaining 6 standards.
Cognia provides the Index of Education Quality, the IEQ, as a holistic measure of overall performance based on a comprehensive set of standards and review criteria. This formative tool for improvement identifies areas of success and areas in need of focus. The IEQ comprises the standards diagnostic ratings from the 3 domains: leadership capacity, learning capacity, and resource capacity. The IEQ results are reported on a scale of 100 to 400, and an IEQ of 275 and above indicates that the district is beginning to reach the impact level and is engaged in practices that are sustained over time and are becoming ingrained in the culture of the district. Our district's IEQ was 339.52 in comparison to the range of 278 to 283, represents all cognitive improvement institutions evaluated for accreditation in the last 5 years.
The engagement review team identified themes aligned to the continuous improvement process of social circle city schools. These themes highlight strengths and opportunities to guide the system's improvement journey. Themes are linked to cognitive standards for increasing the system's capacity for leadership, learning, and resource use.
The first insight highlighted is our system and school leaders embrace and model an all-in philosophy that supports the purpose statements and aligns actions to the vision and mission.
The second insight highlighted a permeating culture of collaboration that breaks down barriers and builds bridges within the system.
The third insight highlighted stakeholders demonstrate a shared commitment to an excellent and equitable education that enables students to become mindful, productive, and empowered citizens.
The fourth area of strength highlighted our system engagement in long-range strategic planning processes that include facility planning, responsible financial decision-making, and effective use of resources supporting the purpose statements.
An identified area of opportunity was that using longitudinal data to demonstrate sustained growth and improvement and to assess the impact of programs and practices on student learning and organizational effectiveness is not quite fully embedded in the processes in the district.
The Global Commission convened on March 31st to review our report. The ratification of the Commission is the official action on the accreditation approval and will be the final step in our district's accreditation journey for this cycle. This accreditation approval is for 6 years through 2028.
In 2025, we will report in an accreditation progress report on how the system has addressed Standard 2.2. The learning culture promotes creativity, innovation, and collaborative problem solving. As a system, we will develop plans to address improvements needed for Standard 2.2 and use the findings and data from the report to guide and strengthen the institution's continuous improvement efforts. We will also celebrate the successes noted in the report.
As we look toward our bright future, we plan to continue using our strategic plan to guide our improvement work. We continually revisit this plan and check in on its progress to ensure we are working towards a common goal. Our next steps in the strategic planning process include working with our stakeholders to develop a portrait of a graduate. Plans for a new school building that will house our pre-K through 5th grade students are in the works. This new building will help us better meet the needs of our growing community and give our students continued access to updated resources. We continue to look for ways to provide opportunities for our students both inside and outside the classroom to include a continued focus on literacy, access to STEAM-focused learning experiences, extracurricular activities like clubs and academic teams, and expanded partnerships for work-based learning opportunities. Finally, we will ensure that staff and students have access to equitable experiences in our system.
We thank each of you for contributing to the 2022 Cogni Engagement Review. This process was indeed a team effort. The participation of over 125 stakeholders and the collection of over 565 documents. The district's vision, mission, and motto of all in were evident throughout the process.
Thank you for the great report. And two things jumped out to me. We're the average IEQ, we're 20% better than the average that they've done the last 5 years, which is great. And Dr. Hooker brought something to us when he took the job on day one. It's the all-in attitude. And I'm so proud to see that came through to the people that aren't familiar with us that were judging us. So congratulations for being all in. Thank you. Anybody else have any comment on the Cognia report?
I'd like to make one comment to say that this was a community, a team effort to make this happen. Everyone worked hard on this, to get parents in here, to get business partners to listen, to come and talk to the people who were here to discuss Cognia. They were very impressed. I'm very proud in which direction we're moving. Social Circle will be a school district that will contend with the top 10 if we keep moving in this direction. And I'm very proud of the leadership of this board and those of the parents and community leaders that serve us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hooker. Next, item C here is the Governor's Honors Program. I believe Mrs. Wilbur will continue to stand with those.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board, and Superintendent Hooker. The Governor's Honors Program, known as GHP, is a 4-week residential summer program designed to provide intellectually gifted and artistically gifted high school sophomores and juniors with challenging opportunities not usually available during the regular school year. Managed by the Governor's Honor Office for Student Achievement, the plan is to hold GHP this summer at Berry College in Rome, Georgia. The 2022 program will be the 59th summer, making it the longest continually running program of its kind in the nation. The program is designed to challenge and engage Georgia's brightest students and provide participants with opportunities to acquire the skills, knowledge, and attitudes to become independent, lifelong learners. The selection process for the 2022 Governor's Honors Program began in September, when teachers nominated or students self-nominated a 10th or 11th grade student who is truly gifted and passionate in a subject area of math, ELA, social studies, science, engineering, dance, music, theater, world languages, or agricultural research. 6 Social Circle High School student nominees completed and applied in October for consideration for the 5 spots that our district was offered. After each nominee's in-house application and interview process, 2 district nominees were selected and submitted to GHP to represent Social Circle City Schools. In preparation for the 2022 GHP application and interview process, Natalie Barty and Madison Chambers, who were our 2021 GHP semifinalists, mentored and coached this year's applicants. Approximately 3,200 students were nominated to the state level competition, and over 1,300 were invited for state interviews at Berry College. Among the nearly 1,400 students who participated in the state interview process were 2 Social Circle High School students. These 2 students exhibited dedication and commitment throughout the process and represented our district with both poise and maturity beyond their years. We are so very proud of them and the example they are to their teachers and peers, and hope that they will continue to strive to attain their goals. We congratulate Social Circle City Schools 2022 Governor's Honors Program semifinalists. Kellen Joyner is a junior and he was in social studies, and Bree Lofton, a sophomore in communicative arts. Both of these students send their regrets that they were unable to attend tonight. They are actually busy doing lots of things. They will be honored at the awards night, honors night for the high school, and receive a certificate. So thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Wilford. Great job, students. Okay, now I'll turn it over to Dr. Hooker for the Assistant Principal Appreciation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. April is Assistant Principal Appreciation Month, and we are certainly grateful for all of our assistant principals. They are dedicated to the children of this district, together with each school building staff, committed to improving students' educational journey. I would like to recognize each assistant principal, beginning with our primary school, Ms. Julie Sermons. Ms. Sermons has been with the district 4 years and is wrapping up her first year as AP at the primary school. Dr. Ryan Clark has been with the district 8 years and has served as AP at the elementary school for the last 3 years. Dr. Patty Jo McCain has been with the district 4 years, serving as the assistant principal in the middle school. Our high school is fortunate to have 2 assistant principals, Mr. Craig Hargrove. Mr. Hargrove serves as both assistant principal and our high school athletic director. He has been with the district 6 years and has served the high school in both positions for the last 3 years. Ms. Miriam Ledford has been with the district and an assistant principal at the high school for 4 years. Let's congratulate our assistant principal and assistant principal.
Next on our agenda, we will turn over to Dr. Hooker again for the media specialist appreciation.
April is also the month for our school library month, and we would like to recognize our media specialists for each school. They assist our teachers and students in the media center and create an atmosphere that has our students eager to read. At our primary school, Ms. Brandy Owens has been with the district for 6 years. At the elementary school, Ms. Melanie Runock has been with the district 27 years. She served in the classroom as a teacher before moving to the media center in 2020. And lastly, Ms. Molly Tyree serves as the media specialist for both middle and high school, and she has been with the district for 3 years. Let's celebrate them as well.
Next on the agenda is public participation, and there's no one from the public to speak tonight. So we'll move right on to the special recognition. And before I turn this part over to Dr. Hooker, I'd like to acknowledge that one of our past board members, Charlie Aiken, passed away recently. And I wanted to recognize him here because this is a legacy that he leaves. It was his brainchild, so to speak, having a Redskin Award program built into our agenda for board meetings. And we continue that today through the special recognition that Dr. Hooker is going to lead now. So please remember Charlie every time we do this going forward. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I'll ask Ms. Favors to come and recognize our primary student.
Good evening, everyone. I would first like to share just a few things that is going on at the Social Circle Primary School. We just recently had our spring book fair. It was a successful book fair, and the students were able to purchase books and add to their library collection for at home. Also, we had our spring student-led conferences, and at this particular time, we are preparing for next year by conducting academic screenings. We have already had several screenings for our new kindergarten students, and this Friday we will have 88 pre-K students who will be screened at the primary school. At this time, we would like to share with you and recognize our star student from the primary school. His name is Hunter Adams, and Hunter is a second grader in Mrs. Whitehead's classroom. He has the biggest heart and the most just a genuine person. And I would like to share with you some things that his teachers have said about him. Mrs. Whitehead said that Hunter is one of the kindest students I have ever taught. He shows empathy towards friends. He includes others in activities. If a student is absent, he will ask that student how he is feeling the next day. You can always count on Hunter to make anyone's day brighter with his kind words and sweet hugs. We are so lucky to have Hunter as a part of our class family. Mrs. Knapsey says, Hunter's enthusiasm for learning is amazing. He is one of the hardest working and most conscientious students I have met. He goes above and beyond to help others, and he is always willing to try new things, even when they are hard. He has a bright future ahead, and I know he will do great things. And lastly, Ms. Bishop wanted to share these things about Hunter. She says that Hunter is so kind and sweet-natured. He is a great helper and genuinely sensitive to the needs of other children around him. I can always depend on him to tell the truth. I am so proud of him and how much he has grown this school year. So at this time, please help me congratulate Hunter Adams as our star student at the primary school. Come forward.
Thank you, Ms. Favors. At this time, Dr. Harper.
Good evening, everybody. At the elementary school, we're doing a lot of the same things that Ms. Favors and her faculty and staff are doing as well. We have finished up our MAP testing before spring break, and right now we're taking an opportunity to dig through our data and celebrating the students for all of their growth that they've been able to show, and trying to do some tweaks in our education and our instruction right before we gear up for milestones, because we can't wait to show the world what our students have accomplished this year. At this time, I'm going to have an opportunity to recognize a young lady who I think has a fabulous name, and her name is Maria Jenkins. And I'm going to start by sharing some things that her teachers have said about her. And I'm going to start by sharing what Miss Raines, our music teacher, has said. She says, Maria is a perfect choice for this award. She is a very well-rounded student who strives to do her best in all areas. She is kind and looks for ways to help others. Maria is a leader and a hard worker. She has a great joy for learning. Congratulations, Maria. You are a true champ. And then from Miss Lay, who teaches her math and science, she says, Maria is a motivated and caring student that is a good role model for her peers. We can always count on Maria to put forth her best effort in all of her academic subjects, and we are proud to have her as part of our learning community. And that was from Miss Lay. And then Miss Forrester, who has the privilege of teaching her reading, writing, and social studies, says, Maria is an absolute delight to teach. She is conscientious and motivated, and she always strives to do the right thing. Maria has shown considerable academic growth this year, and it has been my joy to have been part of the process. And one thing I want to add before I have Maria come up is that we had a talent show where we had about 50 students come up and show off their talents. So I can tell you that she has a beautiful voice, because she got in front of everybody and shared her voice by singing Chain Breaker at our talent show. So Maria, to me, the M in your name stands for marvelous and motivated. Do you mind coming up? Let's give Maria Jenkins a round of applause. She said thank you to her parents and thank you to her teachers.
This time we will ask Ms. Azamadi to come.
Good evening, everyone. We're doing some great things at the middle school. Students are being exposed to college and careers. We had several students today who placed in the science fair. They were afforded the opportunity to attend Georgia Tech today, and they were excited for the field trip. And when they came back, they told me that they learned a lot. And through the generosity of Meta, our 6th and 7th grade students in May will participate in career development through JBIZ with junior achievement. So we're proud of the things that the students are doing at the middle school. This evening, I'm so proud to introduce you to our star student, Mr. Gabe Kessler. He's a bright young man who displays a positive disposition daily. He is new to social circle this year, and he has made friends as if he's been here for years. Gabe is an accurate representation of all of our power expectations at the middle school. He is always present and has everything he needs for class. He stays on task in class. He has a winning attitude and strives for excellence and success. He gets his work done and does his best. Lastly, Gabe has incredible manners and is respectful to his teachers and classmates. His teachers, Mrs. Cleary, Mrs. Miller, and Mrs. Parker, are so thankful, and the whole school is thankful, that we have gotten to know Gabe this year, and we are so very proud of all of his accomplishments. Please help me congratulate Mr. Gabe Kessler.
At this time, we'll ask Mr. Armstrong to come forward.
Good evening. We've been very busy at the high school. We had a chance right before our break to recognize our top 10 and our top 10 breakfast. We have honors night coming up on Tuesday, May 17th. We just finished up MAT testing, and we're currently preparing for milestones of AP testing, which will start the first week in May. It's my privilege to talk about a young lady who's been a joy the last 4 years. She's an exemplary student who knows the balance of school, sports, and extracurricular activities. She excels at everything in which she is involved. She keeps an attitude of kindness and interest in learning as she goes along. She will move on from SCHS to do great things at Fordham University this coming fall. Another one of her teachers said she's a student that you can always count on. As a preschool teacher in our early childhood class, she planned fun and meaningful activities for the preschoolers. She always followed through with her responsibilities and was helpful to children, other high school teachers, and to me. And this year, as a mentor in the program, she's always staying busy. She's always asking, how can I help? Whether she's helping one of the year ones with their assignments or organizing the preschool each day. Her science teacher said, I had a chance to teach her both biology and AP biology, and I would say her work ethic and her pride and work are the top 10% of all the students I've ever taught. Even though science is not her favorite subject, she grew academically in my classes and ended up being one of my top students. The sky's the limit for this amazing young woman. Another teacher said, I had her last year in AP US history. Her love for history was on display throughout the course of the year, and her passion to learn the past and to grow in the pursuit of knowledge is unmatched. She was able to make the events of the past, apply them to the events of the present, and determine how we can best grow and move forward as a society. She has a handful of students who aced her exam, and I'm confident she will go on to do great things in the pursuit of her dreams. The last teacher said she's an absolute joy. She's a lady of few words, and when she does speak, everyone listens. She's a beast on the soccer field and has worked tirelessly in AP Literature this year to perfect her essay. She's read outside of class and pushed herself on so many levels. And the last thing I wanted to share, I meet with our student leadership group, and one of the things they shared earlier this year, we were talking about things that are causing them stress at school. And one of the things that they called it, juniors and seniors talked about, was how to move on after school, how to prepare for those steps. And so Ms. Fleeman, our college and career advisor, met with a handful of seniors who are now teaching these same lessons to our juniors, and then next week they're going to start teaching the sophomores things about how to prepare for 2- and 4-year schools, what tests you need to take, and those kind of things. And I will tell you, the one thing I've learned about this young lady over the last 4 years is that she doesn't do anything halfway. She pours herself into whatever task she has in front of her, whether it's in the classroom, on the field, or just helping others. I would like to introduce you to Ms. Olivia Cross, our student of the month.
job, students. Thanks for all the work you do, and rub off on everybody else. I know you are. Okay, next we have the Young Georgia Authors Recognition, and Mrs. Sally Robinson will present this to us.
The purpose of the Young Georgia Authors Writing Competition is to encourage students to develop enthusiasm for and expertise in their writing, to provide a context to celebrate their writing successes, and to recognize student achievement in arts and academics. This prestigious competition has been engaging Georgia students for more than 2 decades and is open to any student currently enrolled in Georgia Public Schools grades K through 12. The competition is sponsored by the Georgia Language Arts Supervisors and the Georgia RESA Network with support from the Georgia Department of Education. Social Circle City Schools grade level winners were chosen by grade level teams as models of exemplary writing and were submitted to the regional level of competition. Please join me in congratulating the following students for their achievement as grade level winners. For kindergarten, Elijah Dykes for If I Were a Sign. And after y'all get your certificates, if you can stay up, we'll take a group picture at the end for everybody. Okay, our first grade winner, Britton Guy for Valentine's Day. Second grade winner, Alice Cheney for Less Recess. Our third grade winner, Emmy Guy for Starting Traditions. Fourth grade winner was Abigail Mullinax, the girl who screamed her lungs out. Our fifth grade winner, Lainey Spell for The Enchanted Notebook. The sixth grade winner, Ryan Olivia Brown for A Life Across the River. Seventh grade winner, Gibson Knapp, The Man in the Field. Our eighth grade winner is Luke Quinn for Arthur. Our ninth grade winner is Claire Ray for The Mark. Our 10th grade winner, Kendall Whitley for Laughter is Greater. Our 11th grade winner, Chloe Stoddard for They Said. And our 12th grade winner, Juana Williams for Cheese Toast. Congratulations to all of our grade level winners. If y'all can smile for a picture. Give our winners one more big round.
Great job and keep up the good work. Before we head to break, I wanted to acknowledge and thank our Mayor, David Keener, for attending our little meeting tonight. Thank you. Next, we have a break on our agenda. After break, we'll take a 3-minute break and come back for the business part of our meeting. You're welcome to leave during the break, of course, and you're welcome to stay. But we'll take a 3-minute break for those who would like to. Thank you for coming. Next on our agenda, well, break's over. Next on our agenda is the finance section. I'll turn this section over to our CFO, Mrs. Nicole Cross.
Good evening. Tonight presented is the February 2022 financial report. We are 67% complete. We've received 70% of the general fund budgeted revenues, and we've spent 69% of general fund budgeted expenditures. For local revenue, this is revenue from Newton and Walton County for the intergovernmental agreements. We recently received our Newton County payment of $837,285. This was an enrollment increase from 256 students to 313 students, and a decrease in social circle residents who attend Newton County schools from 10 to 9. We're slightly above 67% in several functional categories. This is due to payments made for annual expenses that have been paid in full already. Currently, revenues exceed expenditures by a little over $297,000. Encumbrances for the general fund total $165,000. Next are our special revenue fund. Currently, total awards for fiscal year 23 remain at $3.9 million. Drawdowns for February total a little over $401,000. All fund requests have been made and funds have been received. Encumbrances for the special revenue funds total $110,000. Next, we have our school food service fund. We are at 101% of budgeted revenues and 85% of budgeted expenditures. In February, we served 33,158 meals. This equates to a USDA reimbursement of over $126,000. Our average daily revenue increased to about $2,800 from the prior year. Encumbrances for the school food service fund total $815. Lastly, we have our SPLOS fund. SPLOS collections in February for January collections for Walton County was $163,000. This is an 18% increase from the prior year. And for Newton County, it was $2,200. This is a 5% increase. We're above 67% in several functional categories due to items that were purchased for the beginning of the school year and our big expense of painting middle high school that was completed over the summer. Encumbrances for the SPLOS fund total $108,000. Are there any questions?
Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept the February financial report as presented by Mrs. Cross?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Financial report passes unanimously.
Next, we have our Freshway collections update. February collections were actually for our PTO and public library, so our total collections remain at $115,000.
Thank you, Mrs. Cross. Moving right along with our agenda, we have the superintendent's report. Dr. Hooker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you can see, our total enrollment is at 1,952. We have 1,936 students who are face-to-face, 16 who are virtual learners. For our primary student enrollment decreased by 1, the elementary decreased by 2, our middle school enrollment increased by 3, and our high school enrollment increased by 5. This is an increase of 11 students in total since last month. Any questions or concerns about our enrollment?
Next, we have the superintendent comments. Thank you, Dr. Hooker. Next, we get to our new business and action items. Under A, we have an action item, board policy GARH, employee leaves and absences. I believe this sat 30 days. And the policy is before you. Superintendent recommends that we approve this policy tonight. I have a motion to approve the policy that's presented. I have a second.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Board policy GARH, employee leaves and absences, is passed unanimously. Moving along to action item B, we have a fiscal year 22 mid-year amended budget. Mrs. Cross will walk us through this.
So attached is the 2022 mid-year budget adjustment. This is primarily due to the midterm adjustment that the state awards us for our QBE. Included in this amended budget are additional QBE revenue due to the elimination of the austerity cut, So this is an increase in our revenue of $481,000. Additional QBE earnings of $156,000, and that's related to an increase in our FTE count. And a QBE allotment of $375,000, and this is allotted for the one-time payment of the $2,000 bonus provided by the governor in the state's amended payment budget. These $2,000 one-time supplements will be included in all employees' paychecks in April. The school's special revenue fund accounts for all additional federal grants we have received in FY22. We recently received an AP training grant, for example. Oh, you can go to the budget. And school nutrition fund, this accounts for the actual increased funding we've received and additional food costs due to an increase in the number of meals served. Capital projects funds, this includes projects we've talked about in our budget work session, as well as Dr. Hooker when he met one-on-one with you. These were to be included in the FY23 budget, but some of these items are items we need to go ahead and start planning for and ordering in order to have them for the beginning of the school year. So included in this are removal and installation of tile and all the carpet in all the rooms at the primary and elementary school, and that will account for $64,752. Painting of the interior and exterior of all the athletic complex buildings, central office, and alternative school, that is $107,160. 6 learning colleges to account for growth at our middle high school. We recently received the quote on that, and that will be $270,000. There will be some additional we'll bring back to you next month, dealing with delivery setup and the stairs in order to enter the cottages. And lastly, our elementary school gym renovations. We are working with Carol Daniel on a quote, and right now we have an estimate of not to exceed $300,000. Are there any questions?
Hearing none, I have a motion to accept the amended budget as presented by Ms. Cross and as recommended by our superintendent. Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next, we have action item C, which is the fiscal year 23 pay schedules, and Mrs. Cross will walk us through this as well.
So attached here are the FY 2023 pay schedules. We're asking approval tonight so we can go ahead and plan for the budget. These will not be formally approved until you actually do formally approve the 2023 budget, but we wanted to go ahead and have these for planning purposes. Our certified salary schedule, included in this is a state base increase of $2,000 based on the state legislative approval in the 23 budget. The local supplement was also increased from 12 to 15% of the state base. We also added a final step at the end for 25 plus years. Next, we have one certified administrator local supplement and one principal and AP local supplement. There were no changes there. Our classified salary schedule, as we discussed, includes a 5.9% increase to beginning rates. This will bring our lowest paid hourly rate to $10. And the administrative positions on the schedule are brought to align with the certified salaries of like positions. Coaching, there were no changes. Supplements, we did make some clarification in some items for school leadership stipends by adding gifted and SPED coordinators on a separate line just to avoid confusion, but there have been no changes to amounts. And on event support, no changes other than to bus driver pay. We had to update to ensure that minimum hourly rates were met. And a supplement was added of $100 when we asked those bus drivers to come in on off days or weekends. Are there any questions?
If I could, do we have a rough count of how many teachers we have that are 25 plus years?
I can get that for you. I don't have it with me, but yes, we can get that for you.
That's fine, but it's more of a curiosity than
Yes,
budget issue.
we'll get that for you, yes.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I have a motion to accept the fiscal year 23 pay schedules as presented by Ms. Cross and as recommended by Dr. Hooker. Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. The fiscal year 23 pay schedules as passed unanimously. Next action item, we have under D, we have an overnight field trip request from our high school state rifle championship event. It's later in April. Before you there, have a motion to approve this overnight field trip as recommended by superintendent.
So moved.
Have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. Field trip's approved. Another field trip is on action item E, which is an overnight field trip request for the high school state FFA convention. And that would be April 28th through April 30th. Before you there, have a motion to accept this overnight field trip to the state FFA convention as suggested by our superintendent.
So moved.
Have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. The overnight field trip to the FFA convention is approved unanimously. That is all of our action items for tonight. So we'll move to our executive session. And tonight, I'm going to ask for a motion to exit regular session and to go into executive session to discuss personnel and real estate. Do I have a motion to approve? Do I have a motion to go into executive session? Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. We have a motion to exit executive session and re-enter regular session. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, please say aye. Back in regular session. And Dr. Hooker will start with the recommendation committee after some real estate.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I would like to recommend that we list the 30 acres of property off of Malcolm Street. That we list that for $1.3 million.
The recommendation for superintendent is to list the industrial site that we have, it's roughly 30 acres, for a little bit over $1.8 million. I have a motion to accept that recommendation from our superintendent.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. Now we'll get to the personnel part of our session here, and we'll look at the superintendent's recommendations for certified staff. There's a host of them, A through Q. I will go through the names. Ashley Adams, teacher, middle school. Annette Bennett, teacher, middle school. Ben Brand, 25% teacher, high school. Todd Cheney, teacher, high school. Molly Childers, certified special education teacher, middle school. Heather Connolly, teacher, middle school. Thomas Crompton, teacher, middle school. Christopher Davis, teacher, middle school. Alyssa Dims, speech language pathologist. Tabitha Edwards, teacher, elementary school. Michelle Grinovich, teacher, elementary school. Addie Hawk, teacher, high school. Randall Foley, teacher, high school. Shauna Howell, teacher, primary school. Haven Sampson, teacher, primary school. Hannah Scott, teacher, primary school. Arissa White, teacher, middle school. Do I have a motion to accept those recommendations for hiring from our superintendent? Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. All those recommendations are approved. Now we go to resignations from our certified staff. We have the following resignations. Tisha Atkinson-Colley, teacher, middle school. Jason Austin, teacher, athletic director, middle school. Amber Mann, teacher, middle school. Kayla Breeze, teacher, middle school. Brenda Rushing, teacher, high school. Kathleen Young, teacher, middle school. I have a motion to accept these following recommended resignations from our superintendent. I have a second.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. The resignations are approved. Now we go to our classified staff. And this is a recommendation for continued employment, Kayla Kitchens, Registrar, High School. And new recommendations, Stacy Cole, Food Service Sub, Kim Gable, Bookkeeper, Primary Elementary, Jessica McDowell, Food Service Sub, Emma Jean Tabone, Bus Monitor, Nakia Thompson, Varsity Football Lay Coach for the high school, Norris Vaughn, Varsity Football Lay Coach for the high school. Do I have a motion to accept these classified recommendations for continued employment and hire from our superintendent? Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. And then we have a classified resignation recommended by our superintendent from Tina Alligood. As a parapro from our primary school. Do I have a motion to accept this recommendation from our superintendent? Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. And that brings us to the end of our board meeting. And do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say aye. Motion carries unanimously. We are adjourned. Thank you.